Hi guys, the poem that I selected and that I found really interesting this week in our poetry unit was My Papa's Waltz. The reason I picked it is because I just really thought the meaning was really cool, and I thought the author's use of diction was really interesting. Throughout this poem, it's kind of like a fond memory almost of a father and his son dancing, kind of roughhousing almost throughout the house. It's almost like as if violence is happening throughout the poem while they're dancing. For example, in the poem it says, but I hung on like death. Such waltzing was not easy. We romped until the pan slid from the kitchen shelf. So basically, I think the author is describing here that the father and son were waltzing around the kitchen, slamming into shelves and knocking over pans, and it's just almost abusive, or it could be also roughhousing. That's a question that I think that comes up. Is the author loving this moment, this childhood memory of him and his father dancing and roughhousing, or is this almost like abuse and it's a memory of his father that he kind of just looks back on from his childhood? Also, this dancing is almost like slam dancing and being dragged around like a doll, so I found that kind of interesting. Also, what I found interesting about this poem is the diction. It's like there's four stanzas throughout the poem and three stresses per line. The form goes into the steps and the movement of the waltz. It's kind of like the way you read it is in the movement of a waltz, which I found really cool. I think that poetry can be really creative and just really different than like reading a text, for example. Um, I just think this poem was really interesting, and I loved how the author kind of did the showed how the like form goes into the movement of a waltz. Like, I really enjoyed that. And also I kind of thought the meaning was relatable to some people, and like how children have memory, or adults look on memories of their children, and just memories of them as children. And I just thought it was kind of interesting, and there's different ways that you can look at it. So yeah, thank you guys.